1. ITZY's Untouchable was a choice. After 6,000 teasers and pre-releases, the title track Untouchable is finally out, and it's definitely a choice. It's the old us tired lyrics, strained vocals, too much sing-talking, and generic MV shots. I mean, we get it, you're so different, what's else? I'm just not convinced by them. Even though they're trying to make this song a big, empowering moment, it just feels too calculated and predictable. It doesn't have any special qualities that would set it apart from all the other bad girl anthems in K-pop. It's like they're just following a tired us formula instead of twisting it around to suit them. Another problem is the styling. JYP is also having a hard time with styling these women. Their outfits are just alright, but they feel kind of plain, old-fashioned, and very much 2018, and the same goes for the MVs. It's just shots of the girls in front of CGI backgrounds and doing choreography, which is the most basic and outdated thing ever. If you're not gonna do it with the music, at least make them stand out in some kind of way, because honestly, this song, along with Cake, Sneakers, Cheshire, and everything else, just isn't working. One big problem JYP has been dealing with is their groups relying too much on just telling people about how different they're instead of showing it. This issue became clear after their debut with Dalla Dalla, because the lyrics of their other songs after that focused a lot on proclaiming their uniqueness without really showing it through their fashion choices. Compared to other groups, their fashion statements seem pretty average. Their music videos also don't have very interesting stories, which adds to this problem. While there are some instances where JYP tries to incorporate storytelling, most of their videos just show the members dancing in close-ups of their faces. As a result, their music videos end up feeling repetitive, always emphasizing how different and eccentric they are, but without much substance. 2. ITZY released too much content for a mini-album. I mean, the EP has 10 songs, but we had already listened to 7 of them before the album's official drop. Yes, a pre-release or 2 are good to build momentum for the title track. But releasing 7 pre-releases is doing too much. By the time Untouchable was dropped, I was like whatever, already bored. ITZY keeps dropping new songs one after the other, and it's getting hard to tell them apart, unless you're a die-hard MIDZY. It's easy to lose interest with all the constant releases. Most people only give the first song and the title track a chance, skipping everything in between, especially if they weren't impressed from the start. If ITZY wants to win back the public's support, they need to focus on quality instead of quantity. Releasing one amazing song before a comeback can make a bigger impact than bombarding the audience with a bunch of average B-side tracks. 3. Expecting the IVE members to reach Wonyoung's popularity is unrealistic. People are always saying IVE is Wonyoung and friends because Liz, Ray, Lee-soo, and Gail haven't reached their level of popularity, which can't happen realistically, since Wonyoung and Yoojin are on a whole different level compared to the rest of IVE, both domestically and internationally. I think if idols from the big 4 companies can't catch up to or surpass Wonyoung in terms of popularity and influence, then the IVE members shouldn't feel rushed to do the same. It will take them a lot of time to even try to keep up with Wonyoung's reputation. Of course, it would be awesome to see them skyrocket to the top, but there's nothing wrong with them growing at their own pace either. In the words of Lee-soo's motto, I walk slowly but I never walk backwards. 4. NMIXX's Run for Roses was a bop. JYP has been constantly bombarding us with a ton of unnecessary MVs, performance videos, and teasers, which makes it pretty tough to figure out which songs to focus on for a review. It's kinda overwhelming. NMIXX performed Run for Roses for the first time last year during one of their concerts, and now they finally dropped a performance with the clean version, and it's a banger. Run for Roses is a super refreshing and upbeat song that really shows off NMIXX's amazing singing skills. It's a nice change of pace for fans who are tired of all the intense screaming in their songs. What's really cool about this track is how they mix in some country music vibes, which gives it a really cool and unexpected twist. It's so awesome to hear these influences used in such a unique way, and it really adds a fun and enjoyable vibe to the whole song. Plus, it's not every day you hear a K-pop track with a fiddle in it. The song uses a cool melismatic singing style with lots of vocal runs that really stand out and get you hyped up at the end. NMIXX is totally up to the challenge and their confidence is contagious. The melodies they picked aren't all my favorite, but they have this movie-like quality that grabs your attention. The song goes from big theatrical moments to quieter parts, keeping things lively and making sure you stay interested. 5. Attract still not giving up on 50/50 is ridiculous. Attract are currently recruiting new member to join Kina and be part of 50/50. Additions are in progress and the group will have 4 or 5 members, which is a dumb idea if you asked me. hopping on board with 50-50 at this point feels a lot like buying a ticket to the Titanic long after it's already gone under. I mean, sure, you could do it, but it's not like the ship is suddenly going to pop back up out of the water. Attract trying to act like 50-50 hasn't changed at all, just to protect their brand and reputation, is a perfect example of how capitalist ideas can be really cynical. It would make a lot more sense to move on from the past and include Kina in a new group. I know 50-50 went big, but I personally feel that continuing to use their name may not be the most ideal decision. 50-50 gained huge popularity with its impressive vocals, while Kina's participation was very limited, and she doesn't even sing in the English version of Cupid at all. Overall, the new members will always be overshadowed by this famous track for their entire career, and Attract is gonna figure out soon that stirring up hate doesn't actually make their album sell. Even if they manage to make people dislike the girls, it doesn't mean the next group they put out will be loved by everyone. 6. Korea is known for making some of the best variety shows in the world. No doubt about it. First of all, Korean culture has a bunch of fun games that can work for all sorts of groups and tastes. It doesn't matter if you're hanging out with a big gang or just a couple of buddies. These games can be played with or without drinks, and they're perfect for people of any age. Personally, I think this part of Korean culture is super cool and so much fun. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are big differences in how on-screen captions and editing are done in Korean shows compared to Western media. The editors put in a ton of effort and work their butts off. It feels like there's not a single scene where you don't see those subtitles. But what blows my mind is how those little lines of text can totally change the vibe of a scene, making it funny and enjoyable. It makes me wonder if it's the editors who come up with those clever subtitles or if it's the writer's job. Also, the idols always give off this vibe of having a blast and being super pumped. Like, let's talk about Jonghyun for a sec, who casually lets his tiredness show during interviews in America, but still manages to be all lively and happy when he's back in Korea. You can totally see the huge difference. And it's all because of the show's crazy energy and how much the idols have to be super involved in it. 7. SF9 has the best comeback of 2024 so far. SF9 came back with their 13th EP Sequence, and the title track Bibora. It's the first comeback without Rowoon and Jaeyoon. It looks like SF9 has gotten into a groove of releasing a comeback once a year, which is fine by me since at the stage of their career, they should of course focus more on their solo career. Last January, they released Puzzle, a decent track, but I struggled to fully get into its repetitive chorus. Bibora grabs the baton from Puzzle and cranks up the tempo, making sure to stay on track. The song is amazing from start to finish. The song has a really nice melody and elegant vibe. It's got a good mix of emotion in the verses and powerful vocals in the chorus. They've added some new elements and moments, but the song still flows really smoothly from start to finish. It's super catchy, especially the chorus, and you'll definitely be singing it in your head all day, no doubt. It's the best song released this year so far. Other boy groups better step up their game after hearing this amazing track. Bibora confidently drops all the K-pop acts and jumps right into the energetic dance floor. It's so exciting to come across a song that fully embraces this sound without all the unnecessary slowdowns and twists that often come with K-pop. Bibora has a clear and kinda predictable structure, but its lively beat keeps the song going for the whole 3 minutes. It skillfully highlights both the singing and rapping parts, giving the track a smooth and confident charm.